皆さんこんにちは。Tofuguの高一でございます。Today we're going to be talking about the freaking bee's knees of Japanese vocabulary learning. Of course, I'm going to be talking about iKnow.co.jp. So this website is like flashcards on crack, and I mean the really high quality stuff. There are a ridiculous amount of tools on this site that make learning vocabulary much easier than it really should be. That's a good thing. If you register yourself a username, there's even algorithms. I'm told that has something to do with math, that tell you when you should study, how much you should study, what you should study, etc., to help make your learning experience as quick and efficient as possible. But why sit here and talk to you about it when I have a friggin' sweet screen capturing program to show it to you on? Now there is a lot to this site, so I am going to go over my favorite things. If you really want to experience iKnow.co.jp, check it out. But first, so this right here is the iKnow.co.jp homepage. Now we're going to jump into my absolute favorite feature here, which is the ability to make your own study lists. And they actually make it really easy to do this. You don't even have to really type in anything at all. So what we're going to do is, this is where you normally create your list. You go to lists and create a list. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at a list I've already created, just to speed things up a little bit. So here's a couple lists I made. There's essential Japanese adjectives and essential Japanese verbs. These are lists I made for my edufire.com students. They just use these. These are vocabulary words that I have them learn. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at this list here. So I have 47 items. People have commented on it. People have rated it, things like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to List Builder. We're going to add to this list, just to show you how this whole thing works. So let's see, what don't we have on here? I don't think we have Tanoshi on here. So we're going to add Tanoshi. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the search box. We're going to type in the word here. So I'm going to search for it, Tanoshi. Search, and then a bunch of things come up. So these are all the options that you have. Now, what's really cool about this is you can just click the plus button. You can add them. So you can choose which one you want, which meaning you want. So you add it here. And that's actually going to show up in your list. And the example sentences for these are actually already made, which is absolutely amazing. So all you have to do is pick the word, and then they have the English meaning, the example, etc., and sometimes there's even a recording, things like that. So it's really simple to add words. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually take a look at this list and how to study it. So we're going to go to My Page. Let's go to My Lists again. So just imagine like if you're studying something or reading a newspaper article or something, and you come up with a list of words that you need to study. It's really easy to just look them up and add them. And then it saves it for you here on iKnow, as long as you have a username. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at essential Japanese verbs. We're going to find out how this works here. So there's a couple options here. Sometimes you can launch dictation, depending on the list, and that's something that I'll show you a little bit later. But there's always at least launch iKnow and launch brain speed. And activating mobile, that's only available in Japan, so we're not going to look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch iKnow, and this is the flashcards on crack aspect. So there's a couple choices here, a few choices actually, and there's full mode, kanji focus mode, which is focusing on reading the meaning of kanji. There's full mode, which kind of covers everything. Kana mode, which is only keeps things in hiragana and katakana, and then there's romaji mode for people who don't know hiragana and katakana. But I really suggest that you go ahead and at least learn hiragana before you really start going through with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at full mode here. We're going to just study 5 items. We're going to hit start. So we're going to start studying.
Get it?
And it says it for us. You can actually do spelling practice here. And one cool thing about this is that you don't need to have Japanese keyboard software installed for this. It actually takes just romaji and change it. So I'm going to type in YA, and I'm still in English mode here. And then it changes it automatically, and then RU, and it automatically does it for me. I can just keep on doing this, oops, over and over. Oh, I screwed up. And it'll tell you if you screw up, and it looks very Christmassy. So we're going to go at study item. And so, of course, yaru means do. And we're going to keep on going here. So we're going to go next. Suru also means do. And then benkyo, yes. And one of the really nice things is that they actually have pronunciation for you, which it makes it really nice if you're kind of studying on your own, because that way you can mimic and learn more about pronunciation. So we're going to go through this here a little bit.
Get it?
All right. Do I know this item? I'm going to hit yes. And so it actually tests you, and it has a little timer down here to make sure you actually do know it. So I'm going to hit do, and there we go. So we're going to next item, suru. It also means to do. And so there we go, it's right here. There's nice little music here. Let's speed through this here. Benkyo, study. And so these things, they actually get harder and harder. They add more kanji, they make you read it the other way, all sorts of things like that. So we're going to quit out of this. We're going to take a look at the other feature here. We're going to look at brain speed, which is basically like a kind of a matching thing. So you got to pick the correct one out of the two. It's Ruby music. So we're gonna go up to fast speed. We'll play now. We're gonna use the zero list here. It has a little fake Ruby character. So Tomaru to come to a stop. Tsuku to arrive at. Tomaru to come to a stop. Kiku to hear to ask. Matsu wait, etc., etc. So it gets harder and harder as you go along here, and it gets harder and harder as I talk and try to do this at the same time. But the better you are, the faster it gets, and it just makes you work on things. So I'm gonna stop this here right now before I go insane. But this is just another way for you to go in and study something that you're studying and just solidify it a little bit more. Goes here. So we're gonna launch dictation. I'm gonna screw up so much here, just because I'm trying to do too many things at once. Dictation is a great program which allows you to, like, it says a sentence for you and then you fill in the blanks. And then it gets even harder and then you have to fill in the whole sentence. So we're going to take a look at this here really quick.
今日は仕事が早く上がったんだ。
Right? So I finished work early today.
私は IT 業界で働いています。
IT 業界で働いています。So these are actually using words that you're studying in your list. So that means that you're just getting a little bit more practice this way. You're hearing Japanese, which is great. You have to type it out, which is just all these different ways to solidify vocabulary, which means that it's not just flashcards. It's not just studying something plainly. It's hitting from all sorts of angles, which is really great, I think. And so before I mess up or screw up in front of all you, I'm going to quit out of this one. And so we're going to look at just one more thing here. We're going to actually look at all the lists that are available. So we're going to go to courses, Japanese courses. And there's all those featured ones. There's some good ones here for beginners, or Hiragana, the Core 2000 Step 1, which is for beginners. There's katakana. There's all sorts of things here that are made already for you. So if you're studying Japanese, you're looking for guidance in terms of vocabulary learning, this is a great place to come. And they have all sorts of levels here, from complete beginner to I'd say upper intermediate. It's getting more and more advanced as time goes by. So there's a lot here for you as a Japanese learner. Now, beyond these things, there are a bunch of other features as well, and most of them revolve around kind of a social aspect. The social experience on iKnow, it could be a little bit stronger, but they are making constant upgrades to it, and I feel as I've used it, it has gotten better and better. You can make friends on iKnow, send each other messages, write journal entries, use other people's lists, share your lists with other people, make lists for other people, all sorts of things like that. This pretty much means that there's always going to be content for you to learn. Now, since there are a whole bunch of lists out there, I put some of the ones I thought were pretty good over in my website article, which is over there, tofugu.com. So check them out if you're interested in finding a few lists. So if you've ever had, problems or any interest or anything like that in learning Japanese vocabulary, definitely iKnow is the place to be. So that's today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll do my best to answer them, but really what you should do is just go over and check out the website. It's pretty easy to use, very useful, and the sooner you get started, the more you're going to start learning. Now, I know all of you like looking at my sexy Mothra friend right here, but did you know that Tofugu is so much more than just a YouTube page? Actually, for about every video that's made, there's probably around 10 separate articles written on the Tofugu website. So if you're not subscribed to the Tofugu RSS feed, you're missing out on a lot of wonky content. Once again, thank you all so much for your support. それでは今日のビデオも見てくれてどうもありがとうございました. Check out iKnow and subscribe via RSS. Mothra says so.